Trying to understand you, got me running round in circles. You've been living in my bedroom, but out the door you seem so ashamed of. So tell me why you only honest after hours.
Alright folks, hot mess express. Hair not done, big t-shirt, whatever. The reason I'm on here looking like this is because I'm going to go ahead and use this product as part of my pre-makeup skincare. And this is the No More Baggage Needles No More Eye Depuffing Gel by Dr. Brandt. And I kind of do have some bagginess going on this morning. So I'm going to go ahead and tap it on so that when I come back you can see if there's any results. So I just love getting up close in this mirror looking like a hot mess. But yeah, look at my under eyes. I'll come back in about 15 minutes when I have my hair done and clothes on, and we'll see if there's any difference. So I'm trying to get it out of the package right now. That's what it looks like. It's kind of pinky, and I'm just going to kind of distribute it on my 2 ring fingers and tap it in. Wouldn't this be great if in 15 minutes my dark circles are gone and crepiness is gone? I don't feel like I put enough on there. So I took about the same amount and do the same thing, kind of warm it on my fingers. But it does have a smell. If I had to make a comparison, it smells like a dentist office. You know that, like, that, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. Sanitized smell, clean smell, but still very chemically. That's what this smells like, a dentist office. So it just sinks right in, and it's very cooling. I don't know if I put on enough or not, but I almost feel like I need to keep going, but I don't want to cause some problem with my makeup later. So I'm going to stop there. Yeah, I'll come back in 15 minutes after I've done all that other stuff, and I'll let you take a good look at it before I start my makeup. You can let me know if you see any difference. I'll let you know if I feel any difference. So I'll be back with that in a bit. Alright, I'm back. Hair did, clothes on, and so yeah. My eyes do feel like there's a little bit of a tightening effect. I do not see any reduction of the darkness. My eyes are always really dark just from being sick. Yeah. But I do feel like some of the puffiness that was right here in the inner is deflated. So I do feel like it did something. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and put on some eye cream that I always use over it. And it'll be interesting to see if my concealer goes on any smoother, or if my under eye looks any smoother, period. But you know, just the fact that it has good stuff for your eyes, if it doesn't have some ginormous effect, maybe the ingredients that are in it are still benefiting your skin there. So if you have it and you didn't decide to leave it unopened and give it away, then you might as well roll with it, baby. You know you should. Alright, I'll be back with my foundation and all that stuff done, because I am going to use today the rest of the BoxyCharm products. This Crown Brush palette, this Note blush right there, and this Wander Beauty Unlashed mascara. So those are the 3 products that I'm going to work in. Obviously I worked this one in. I have this Cella eyebrow cream. I have not decided yet if I'm going to use it. You'll just have to stay tuned to see if I decide to. I'm probably going to use my regular stuff, but maybe try this to maybe fill in the sparse areas on the tails. We'll see. I might just say, never you mind. Alright, I'll be back with my foundational stuff done. Alright guys, I decided that I was going to try the Cella eyebrow cream since we are trying out BoxyCharm. I'm going to try out all the BoxyCharm stuffs. Alright, so we've got this unit that has a brush on one side, an angled brush, and a little pot of cream on the other end, and this is in a universal taupe shade. So I'm going to go in here with the brush. It's hard to tell when you're going in here. It's hard to tell how much product you're getting. So I think I'm going to use the back of my hand to kind of smush the brush together so that the end is, or the edge is pointed, and kind of take off. Not very much came out, and I was really digging around in there, so it must be a pretty waxy formula. So I just have a few places that are sparse, I guess, and so I'm going to very lightly try to fill those in hopes that it will provide some coverage of the skin and not be too terribly dark. I do see a little reduction of the skin peeking through, but the brush is pretty broad, so I think I would have trouble making a precise line with this. As far as actually creating the shape of my brows, I don't think this would be very useful. But as far as this is concerned, I think I called it a pomade. It's not really a pomade. It's more of like a waxy cream. And, you know, I can basically do this with my pencil, so I don't know that I would ever take the time to pull this out to use it for this reason. I don't know, it's kind of disrupting. I just now feel that maybe I actually really got into the product. There may have been kind of like a film on the top from it not being dug into, but I'm going to stop there because I don't want to end up with a crazy mess. I don't know, you guys can judge. Tell me in the comments if you think it made any difference, but I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to finish up my eyebrows, and then I'll come back and we'll get into the stuff that I'm going to use. I forgot to use the blush, but I'll put it on top of what I have on here. I'll be back. I have to say that usually what I do with my brows is I put a dark brow gel or a dark brow powder in the outsides of my eyebrows, and since I used that cream or whatever in there, it barely took any to complete that. So, I mean, I just feel like I didn't have to fill in so much with powder. So maybe I need to investigate that brow cream a little bit further. I'm glad I tried it, because I really thought it was more like a pomade, and I don't like pomades because they're not waxy enough. They're hard to control, and they usually kind of melt off my face. So I think they look good. I think the color looks good, so I'm good. I'm going to go ahead and add some of this blush to my face. I know it's going to be a little bit of a skewed woo, because I have something else underneath it. But wowee, is that very pigmented, you guys, very. So tap very lightly in this. You may even consider tapping off your brush a little, or just don't go in ham. Just maybe stamp it on there. And I had a pretty subtle blush under there. So now I've got a pretty peachy blush, and this is really pretty. I would have used it with a different look. My look is extremely pinky, but I've actually been told by many people, I'm gonna shear this out, or try to, that whenever you have a very cool eye, that you should try to go with a warmer blush. But I tend to be kind of monochromatic in my attempt at things. Like if I'm doing a pinky look, then I use a pinky blush, pinky highlighter, and all the whole nine. But I'm okay with this. I don't think it looks bad. I'm just kind of reapplying my highlight. But yeah, it's a nice blush. I will be keeping it. But okay, so for my eyes, I'm going to use this palette. I'm going to use the mascara. Everything else, I'll just use my regular stuff. But I wanted you to take a nice close gander at my face because I did another experiment while I was getting ready. I used two different skin primers. One was Professional by Benefit, and the other is Pore Filler or something. I don't know. I gotta look at it. By NYX. Yes, Pore Filler by NYX. And I put one on one half of my face and one on the other half. And I just wonder if you can see a difference in the lines, the smoothness, etc. When I look in the mirror, I actually can see a difference. And so I'm wondering if it's evident on camera. It's kind of hard on camera because lights kind of blur things out. Makes me look better than I actually look. But I can see a difference. So I'm just wondering if you guys can see if one of them, my fine lines show more, my deep lines show more, my pores show more on one side or the other. And if you have a guess, just put it in the comment section because I'm curious to see if there's a difference. If there's not a difference, then obviously I'll use up all my Professional and use the cheaper version. But we'll see what you think. Which side, left or right, do you think looks better, or you don't see any difference? Alright, so we're going to get into this palette. I actually saw Summer, It's Always Summer is her channel name, using this yesterday. And she ended up with like a gang of fallout underneath her eye. And since that happened to her, I'm going to put some translucent down, like kind of a layer of translucent down under my eye. So if anything falls out, it'll have something to land on. And also so that I will tap off my brush before going in. Alright, I look crazy. I look like I've been skiing with some goggles on and got a tan, got a skier's tan, but yeah, never skied in my life. Like, I hurt myself walking along a straight, even surface. So why would I attach really, really long things to my feet, go down something really quickly, and take the chance of those long things getting all tangled up and making my leg turn in ways that it's not supposed to? Not a good plan for Sherri, so Sherri will not be on the slopes. Probably ever. If there was somebody, anyways, I'm not even going to go there. As I said, if somebody encouraged me to go and wanted me to go and would help me along the way, I may change my mind because I am a wee bit adventurous, but I also know who I am, and yeah, we'll leave it at that. Okay, so I'm going to go in here with my finger because I can't tell if this is a shimmer. I'm going into this light shade. I can't tell if this is a shimmer. It is kind of a satin, and so I don't want to go in ham on my brow bone with that. The rest of these are pretty evident what they are, but there's only one thing. I would like a lighter transition color, but I'm going to go in with this one. There's no shade names. I'm going to use my BH blender. So I'm going to go into that. The pans feel kind of hard, like I'm not getting much product on my brush, but you know, looks can be deceiving too. So have you noticed that the Angel of Light is now on my chest, which I am okay with that because at least it's not on my face. Alright, I have been going out of frame in almost every flipping video or being way down here. I'm going to adjust this. It's going to cut off the top of my head, but I don't care. It's whatever. So when I lean in, you can still see what I'm doing. Alright, here we go. I didn't notice if Summer was tapping off her brush, but if she wasn't and she likes this palette, That might be something to try. There is some pigment here, but I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird so far. Like a weird texture. But, I mean, it's doing okay to get an initial layer down.
Tell me why you won't be proud of me when no one is around to see it. Why you only loving me when no one else is.
I don't know why, you guys, but my two eyes, like the color, how much I have down, they just never look the same. Like this eye, I always feel like I have to add more and more and more, and it just seems like it never gets to the full pigmentation that I have on the other eye. It drives me insane. It's like one will hold color and one won't. I've heard people talk about areas of their face that do that, and I just wonder what in the heck is different about that one particular area that makes it not want to hold pigment, especially when you've put down a base. And I use the Makeup Revolution concealer for my base today, and I have been doing that, so maybe trying a different one, but I feel okay with that. Nothing spectacular, just a transition color. I'm gonna go in with I feel like there's like a distinct line on that eye, and like that's not blended out at the top, so I'm going in with a brush that doesn't have anything on it and just try to blend that out. So I'm getting ready for church today, and this is really like my last day of vacation. I know it's still July and it's usually August before I say that, but we're getting ready, or I'm getting ready to spend 3 days a week for the next 2 weeks up at the school, or at least that's what I'm endeavoring to do. And getting my room, can I speak? Maybe? Getting my room unpacked and everything put away. I have a couple different people who have offered to help me, and I want to spend at least one day in there by myself, just kind of moving things to where I want them, and then I can have help from my friend Reba or my daughter Cassie. I'm sorry, I can't stand it when things are pulled out like that. Anyway, OCD moment. As Coffee Break with Danny says, squirrel. But anyways, my friend Reba and her daughter Evelyn and my daughter Cassie have offered to come help me. And so, but I want at least one day there by myself. And then after that, I can kind of assess the situation. Bulletproof bone broth today, you guys. It's delicious and satisfying, and it's been raining. I was supposed to mow today, and like it let me off the hook because it was pouring down rain, so I guess I don't have to mow, but I guess my grass is going to grow 18 feet. Alright, that's the one I went in with transition. This is the one I'm going to go in with to deepen my crease. I'm going to use the Coastal Scents BRC 250. This is the one, if I remember correctly, that fell out all over her face. So I'm going to tap it and go in lightly. That's actually I kind of like this color a lot. There's going to be some building up that has to take place here, and there's a deeper color next to it that I may go into and maybe mix the two, but first I'm going to try to do this on its own, or maybe I'll just layer it. But my judgment of a palette, really, to begin with, my initial judgment is, can I do a complete look with this? Do I have to pull in anything else in order to achieve a look that I like? And of course that answer is going to be different for everybody. Some people don't want a light transition shade. Some people want to start with a darker one. I prefer to start with a really light transition shade. And my end frame, go Sherri. Go girl. You're actually in frame for a change. Go girl.
Living in my bedroom, out the door you seem so simple.
I always feel on this eye like you feel when you're writing with your non-dominant hand. So like I feel like I'm writing with my left hand when I get to this side of my face. Like just awkward. It's always been that way. So if I put my hand here, I have no idea why. I'm not even doing anything but resting my finger there. If I have that there, like everything goes smoothly. Isn't that weird? To have little crutches like that. And I've been having some trouble with my camera, you guys, and so if you see videos where my audio isn't matching up with my mouth, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get to the bottom of that. I've done like 4 tests, and I'm actually going to stop my camera several times during this filming today to make sure that I have what going on, you know, not going for 30 minutes to only to find that I go back and everything is off kilter, because my first using all of my palettes video, the whole thing, my audio is off kilter, and it's like, you know, I don't want to redo that video in particular, not only because I spent so much time doing it, but also because like it was my first impression of grabbing that after a long time and using it for a look and assessing, you know, if it has value in my collection. And that's like, you know, that's like a first impressions kind of thing almost, and I want that to be authentic. So you guys are just going to have to deal with the audio thing, but I'm trying to do what I can to prevent it and fix it. This is really warm. I always feel like colors that look rosy or mauvey or mauvey to me in these kind of things, these kind of palettes, this color family, this color story, they always end up looking warmer and rustier to me than rose. And it may be my skin tone that does that. But in my mind now, I want to go into one of these shimmers. This one, or this one. And I feel like this one all over and this one in the middle, maybe it'll highlight it a little bit, but I kind of want a darker, whatever that's called, a darker lid today. I kind of want a really pretty lid, a sparkly lid, but one that's darker. And I just really like that look, and I returned to that. I haven't done it in quite a while actually, but I love the way that looks. So I'm going to find a flat shader brush. This is a BH Cosmetics 103, and I'm going to start off by going into this. And if it doesn't give me enough shimmer, enough metallicism, whatever that word is, I may use my MAC 242 with some Fix Plus. But I'm just going to go in with patting motions and put that all across my entire lid, and I'm going to come up all the way into the lid. So I want this to cover the entire lid, and I may have to use that 242 brush anyway to get up into that crease with any kind of precision, but just getting the base down right now. And this is actually really a pretty color. It definitely has, it's like a rusty mauve or with an orangey undertone, and it's pretty. But I guess the point I was making a little bit ago is that when I look at this palette, this isn't what I'm expecting. Like this color story on my eye is not what I'm expecting. I like it, and it kind of goes into that summer goddessy thing that I did with Lulu. Would have been maybe a pretty look for that. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it up there for you. But yeah, it's pretty. I am going to take the 242 and get up in there. Get up in its grill. Up in the crease so that it kind of cuts the crease informally. But I want to make sure it's all the way up to my natural crease, where you can really see it when my eye is open. Like, I need to look at myself straight on, and yes, you can still see it. And that's what I wanted. But I'm about to go off camera to check this footage. One issue that was a potential problem was it being plugged in and maybe overheating. So it has been unplugged, but I need to check on it. But before I do that, I'm going to go in with the brush that I used to put the second color down, and I'm going to blend those two together and just soften that line. That's why I wanted to make sure it was up in my crease so that I could feather those two together. And so far I like that, but I'll be back probably with this part of the other eye done. Okay? Okay. Okay, so I've got both of those done, and so far I'm satisfied. I think it looks pretty. But now I want to kind of try to get a little bit of dimension here in the middle of my eyelid, and so I'm going to go in with this, like it's the same, kind of the same color, just a lighter variation. And it may not show up at all, but I'm just going to go in with my finger and just pat it. I don't think I see anything. I don't think I see anything. I'm going to do it to the other eye anyway. Almost kind of gives it more of a pinky tone, but it's not obvious. Like I said, I kind of just want to go with what is in this palette and not add a bunch of anything to it. So what I'm going to do is get a small blender brush. I'm looking for my Morphe one that I really like. Morphe M507, this. And I'm going to go into, there's 3 dark colors that are not very far apart, but I kind of like this one in the middle because it's almost a dark plum. And I think it would look real nice with this. So that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to be real careful. I'm not having any fallout problems, in case you were wondering. But I think tapping off my brush, and I'm just going to pat on this outside corner with this. I just kind of want to deepen my extreme outer corner. I think tapping off the excess is going to be a way you can avoid the fallout. I don't feel like this is showing up enough. I may have to go into that really dark brown shade. I mean, I can see that this is showing up, but not enough. So I'm going to do this on the other side, but then I'm going to go in with the darker color. And I love this brush because it's so small that I can place the color, but I can also blend the color without it going everywhere. Yeah, didn't do much. So I just kind of decided this just now. I actually want to go into my inner corner with these darker colors too. I kind of do the opposite of this when I'm doing a halo eye. I do this first and then I go in with the shimmer inside. But I don't know. Just roll with it, baby. Okay, now I'm going to go into this dark brown and see if I can't deepen it up. If this doesn't deepen it up like you would want to have a deep color in the outer corner, if you can't have that, if this doesn't do that, then there's not a dark enough color in this palette. I think that is givening. Good God, I cannot talk for my life. That is giving some depth. That is darkening it. Really? And so, yeah, I'm going to go with that. But if you were going for a really sultry look and you really wanted a dark outer, like a really, really deep outer and inner, you would have to bring something in from another palette, some black or something. I don't know. The consistency of this is just weird. I can't say it's my favorite. Yeah, I'm able to work with it, and I think this would be okay for somebody who maybe doesn't have experience with some really pigmented, or isn't good at working with really pigmented shadows. I'm going to use that brush that I used for the medium color to go in and blend that out and blend this out. And then I'm just going to stop and do my lower lash line. I'm okay with that. Actually, this one is not. The darkness is not pulled out enough. Looks like I stopped. But yeah, so I've been doing a lot of filming and a lot of editing because I'm going to be busy next week and I'm not going to have much time to film. If I'm a smart girl and a girl who gets out of bed early enough to do this, I will get up early enough to have a couple of hours to be able to film myself getting ready when I'm getting ready to go to the school. I may end up at the school looking crazy because I am all glammed out to get all sweaty and yucky in my classroom. But I really went in hardcore right there. And yeah, there's a little kick up, but not much, but the rest, hardly any. And I really don't have much fallout. So I guess tapping off the brush and being careful in that regard is a good plan for this palette. And so thank you, Summer, for saving me the trouble. I still have the powder there as insurance. I'm looking for a fluffy brush because I'm just going to start off with a big brush instead of going little, bigger, bigger, bigger. I'm going to use my Sigma E25, and I think I'm just going to go in with the shade that I have all over my lid and just really smoke that out on my bottom lash line. Because this is really, actually, out of this whole palette, this is really my favorite color. It's really pretty, and I think it's going to look beautiful on this lower lash line. It's just pinky and rusty and orangey all in the same. I guess a duochrome type is the way that I should describe it, because it definitely has a shift. And I really like that. And I don't know, I kind of feel like I should darken that a little bit with the darker brown, maybe right up by the lash line. But other than that, that's all I'm going to do. And I've really been liking to kind of pull the color on the lower lash line down further. It kind of covers up some of the crepiness, but I just love the smokiness of it. I think it's so pretty. And it's just funny how your tastes change and how you try new things and kind of go in a cycle of what you're digging that day. Just like that. I am going to use this tiny little bitty, and I'm just going to use the edge of it to go into that dark brown and go right up next to my lash line. It's not showing up. And I'm not going to go all the way across. I'm not going to tap it off this time. Might be a mistake, but I think that's the only way I'm going to get some pigment there. I'm just going to go about a half the way, and I'll go back and blend that here in a second. I'm scared to start off without tapping it out, but yeah, that's going to add a little bit of definition to the lower lash line. And then I'll smoke it out again with the rusty shade. Yeah, I like that. Alright, rusty shade. We're just gonna really blend that. Kind of vigorously. Alright, this is pretty smoky. I like it. I think it looks really pretty actually. I'm gonna do one last little blend up here. Alright, so I'm gonna highlight my brow bone and inner corner. I'm gonna use that white shade up here, and I'm using a really pointy pencil brush because I'm just gonna go right, there's a hair. I'm just gonna go right up under my brow bone very tightly because I don't want it super shimmery, but I do want a little bit of a highlight there. That hair. Alright, stay there then. Hard-headed sucker. Alright, I think I'm cool with that. I don't want to go hardcore with it. But I am going to really load my brush with this pencil brush and use some Fix Plus for the inner corner. I saw somebody do this. Evelina, I can't remember her last name. Evelina something. She's so awesome. I'll link her. But she uses Fix Plus on the inner corner stuff to really make it blinding. And guess what? It's not showing at all. Huh. I know like it all. Alright, what am I going to do then? I'm going to take this Makeup Geek brush. I'm going to grab my Vanilla Quartz highlighter by Becca. And I'm going to try to go in with that, see what happens. I really didn't want to pull from anywhere else. But Crown Brush, you give me no choices. Wow. I don't know what is the deal, but yeah. It doesn't want to show up either. But it's all good. I'm going to leave it right where it's at. Yes, I am. Okay, guys, I am going to go off camera. Actually, I'm not yet. Hang on a minute. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm going to go ahead and use this mascara. Is what I'm going to do. And after that, I'm going to go off camera. You know what? Let me just be all over the place and scattered. Not like I'm never like that any other time, right? I'm going to go off camera, put on my winged eyeliner, come back on, put on the mascara and the lashes. I'll just do the lashes on camera. And yeah. Okay. I'll be back. I'm also going to check on my video issue. Alright, folks. I got super happy with the eyeliner, but I'm going to go in with this Wander Beauty Unlashed Volume and Curl Mascara. And I am going to wear falsies, but, ooh, that's a funky brush. But I am going to go in with this, see what it can do for my natural lashes, which are nothings. I do like the way that it fans them out. I'm out of practice with this, you guys, because I ordinarily wear falsies, and so I don't spend much time building up eyelashes. I just darken them a little bit. I do like the way it fans them out, separates them. I don't see a lot of length. I do see some volume. Yeah, I love the way it doesn't clump the lashes together. But I don't see a lot of length, which, you know, I'm adding length. This is for volume and curl. It doesn't claim to be lengthening anyway. So I do see some volume and some separating, and I love that part. You know, just like I do foundation cocktails, I also do mascara cocktails. Sometimes I'll use something for length or to separate and volumize, and then I go in with something else for length, or vice versa. But yeah, these aren't clumpy. It really separates. I'm going to go in with the second coat over here, see if it gets clumpy. And it really doesn't. So awesome. Hot diggity dog, you guys. And not bad at all for prepping eyes for falsies, because they're all fanned out, which would make them look nice under the lashes or within the lashes. Alright, I'm kind of nervous about doing this on the lower lash line because the brush is such a funky shape. But I mean, I like to really pull my lashes, like pull them down where there's, I like them piecey and lengthy on the bottom, and I'm not really getting that, but I am getting darkness, separation, and volume. I don't have very many lashes in my outer corner over here. I'm getting this on my face, so I do like the way it made those show. So yeah, the mascara is a hit for me. I like it, at least for the purposes that I would be using it for, which is false lashes prep. Yeah, I think I'll just go ahead and put my lashes on camera. Since we're all here, we might as well just go for it. I'm going to use the Faux Mink by Ardell, and the shade is 817. The style is 817, and my Kiss. Yes, I dropped it. Kiss Lash Adhesive. I had already kind of suspected this, but I saw, who was it? Oh, it was, good God, what's his name? I'm going to forget it. He was on there with Jeffree Star. He's the young kid, James, the one that always says, sisters, hi sisters, sister this and sister that. Seriously, I see these people daily, and I can't remember their names. James. Whatever. I'll figure it out and put it in the annotations. But anyways, that is beside the point. The point is, he said that what really bugs him, like I think Jeffree asked him, what do people do with makeup that bugs you? Like, what mistakes do people make that bug you? And he said whenever they don't shorten the lash enough and they put it too far in the outer corner, instead of lifting the eye, it drags the eye down. And I was noticing that on me in my pictures, and so I started cutting them a little bit more, and I started placing them not as far, because my natural curve of my outer eye goes down like a puppy dog, and of course, like, this kind of liner kind of hides that, but when you put a lash all the way over there, it really does drag the eye down. So I've been trying to make sure. Okay, that didn't stick, so I guess my glue wasn't ready. I do like to have some ability to move the lash, so I don't let it get as tacky as some people. Come on with it. Come on with it. You didn't want to let go there, you guys. It got stuck in the wrong spot. But these are new lashes. I've worn them once. And if you can see, like if you could see where I laid it down, there's probably that much space from my outer, the end of my outer lash line. Gosh, this is hard to explain. But because I put it And especially the ones that fan way out. If you put it that far over and then it fans out like a demi-wispy or one that's tapered on the inside and fans out on the outside, especially if you have that kind of lash, it drags your eye down even more. And so I'm so glad that I tried that, and I'm really happy with the result. But anyways, these lashes are new to me. I've worn them once and I really like them. They're very wispy and very fluttery, and they're not super dense. So if you've got a really pretty smoky eye look going and you don't want to cover up all the eyeshadow, you can definitely see the eyeshadow through this because it's not dense. If that makes any sense. It is time for me to open my new glue. If I didn't say so, I'm using the Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive, which is my favorite. Even better than Duo Glue, just saying. And I've also been, instead of grabbing in the center, I've been grabbing on the outside, so like I can really see exactly where I'm placing it. So that's a change too. But that one went on effortlessly, and it didn't even jack up my eyeliner that bad. But now that my eyeliner's dry, I'm seeing that there's some spots I missed, so I'm gonna have to go back in there anyway. But anyway, see how I'm holding it on the outer corner? It makes me able to see exactly where I'm placing the lash as far as this front part. And just line it up the way I need it lined up. And that one went on like a dream also. All right. So do you see that I don't have it hanging way out here and that it really, really lifts my eye? I'm super happy that I started doing that. I'm going to go back in with my Kat Von D Trooper and go over the lash band. I wore these with some glitter yesterday, so there's a little remnants of that. And there's just some places where the glue is showing, and also a little bit of eyeshadow showing through that I just didn't get a thick enough coat there. So after I do that, I just blink on, like blink down onto my finger to really place those lashes upward. I'm going to double check this and make sure it's actually down. Yep, it is. And I'm actually going to use a Q-tip to get some of this glue off, only because I don't want it to glue up my eyeliner. But I did notice kind of an area here. I'm such a flippin' perfectionist, you guys. I drive my own self nuts. I do. Alright, I'm going to go ahead with, I love these, this tool, this lash tool. I'm going to go in and just squeeze my real lashes and the false lashes together. Before I put on a little mascara. It just like makes sure that the band is as close to your lash line as it can be without actually being on your lashes. Alright, I'm real happy with that. I'm going to use this again just to bump at the lash line. And blend the natural and falsies together. And this is a weird shape. I almost just, again, almost just jabbed myself in the eye. The shape of this may not be quite conducive to this, but if you turn it in a decent way, it'll work for you. I really want kind of a purpley lip today. I'm just in this mood for this taupey kind of purple. And so I'm going to use the Plush by Makeup Geek, the Old Soul. I'm going to use my Nude Sway Shoes NYX liner, and then I'm going to go over with this Amore Shine by Milani with a gloss. Since this is kind of dry, I'm going to go in with the gloss. So let's get that done. I just caught a glimpse of something that looked like something was hanging off my eyeball. Alright, here we go. Foundation. Lips. Okay.
But with all of your friends around, you're different. Like I'm a stranger in the room. All of the ground we gained goes missing. Tell me, woman, why you won't be honest after hours.
Alright, and in with the Makeup Geek Plush in Old Soul.
Be honest after hours. I'm doing what I can do, trying to jump these hurdles. But if I hold my breath any longer,
Morphe Continuous Spray. This baby's still holding out. This $15 one. I say that, but it feels like there's nothing in there. It definitely, I don't think it's going to last long enough to be worth 15 bucks. Just saying. I'm going to hold my lips like this so that they don't get it right now.
together, baby, show me I love you. You can just can't get any better, no. But with all of your friends,
That smells so good, you guys. Every time I use it, I like kind of try to make it run out. It hasn't yet, so maybe the continuous claim is legit. You know what, guys? I think I'm just going to leave my lips alone. I think I'm going to carry this with me so that when this gets kind of dried out, I have something to remedy that. But I don't think I'm going to put it on right now. I want to just leave this alone because I think it looks pretty. And I'm looking at myself in this mirror, you guys, and I think I got it going on. I think I look super pretty today. So I guess I'm going to say I'm okay with this. It does take a little finesse and a little bit of work, but I think I came up with a really pretty eye look, and I really like the lashes, even though those aren't BoxyCharm. Just wanted you to know I like them. I do like the mascara. This is going in my drawer. I'm going to keep using it. I think it's excellent for prep as far as that's concerned. I don't know about this. My under eyes do look pretty good today. I don't know. I think having to use it longer will be a necessity to figure out if it's really worth it or does what it says. I'm going to keep this in my drawer, see if I ever reach for it. I might not. If I use it 2 days in a row and it does make the process of doing my eyebrows take less time, I'll probably reach for it more often. And so yeah, I'm cleaning my desk while I'm talking to you. I don't really need to be doing that. Alright, so here's an up close and personal for you. What do you think of the eye look? I think it's pretty. I think the lippy goes great with it. There's just a tiny bit of that rosy, dusty rose in those colors that are in the crease. And I'm satisfied. I like the blush. I am going to keep everything and use everything, I guess, and that's a first. Alright guys, that's it for me. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate your time. It means a lot to me that you come and spend time with me and hang out with me while I'm doing my makeup. And just your overall support of my channel is so much appreciated, so don't forget that. Let's see, I upload on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and when I do a live stream, it's on Wednesday evenings at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Time, so that's when you can be looking for new videos from me. But until then, take care and God bless. Bye, guys. Okay, so I'm sitting here doing my hair, getting ready to film, and I notice there's a little black thing right here, and I think, oh my gosh, what could that be? I thought it was just like a little, I don't know. Anyways, I am 99% sure it's a tick, and I'm sicked out, so I'm getting ready to pull this mug out. I'm gonna get way down close to my skin. Oh my God, you guys, it is. Can you see it? I gotta put my glasses back on. Oh my God, I'm gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh. I'm gonna laugh, because let me tell you, it's not a tick. It's a little wad of lash glue. Alright, so, anticlimactic, my bad. Alright, one more test and we're gonna roll with it, baby. Come on and just roll with it, baby. Alright, so I've got this thing that has a brush on one side, and it's got the and I'm going to highlight my brow bone. Yeah, I can do that after I'm done with you. Super cute when I have lipstick on my teeth too, just in case. Seriously, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I just am honored that you would spend your time. Oh, I am, but that sounded stupid.
Trying to understand you, got me running round in circles. You've been living in my bedroom, but out the door you seem so ashamed of. So tell me why you won't leave.